Hello, I am Charles Landsberg, and this is my fourth video on Spelljammer and how to spelljam in 5th edition. This video took too long to make, and I'm sorry it's taken this long. Life always seems to get in the way of things, but I have 3 new teeth, so there's today's overshare. A weekish ago I released my book on some fixed Spelljammer ships for 5th edition, and I have it linked below, and today I want to chat about where the term Spelljammer came from, chat about a few of the weirder ships I included, a few mistakes I made, spelljamming in general, etc. Regarding references, I'm going to pop them in the doobly-doo at the bottom because stitching references into my videos is painful. So strap in because the flow is erratic today. As always, this video is sponsored by nobody because I suck and you should stab me. So what is a spelljammer? This is a weird question to answer as it refers to a number of things. A spelljammer is a ship in Dungeons & Dragons capable of flight. A spelljammer is also the pilot of such a ship. The spelljammer is a massive city-sized, unique, sentient and legendary ship, which I have a lot to say about. Time for Charles' Curious Fact Corner. Did you know that the spelljammer is a play on the word windjammer? Windjammer is a non-official slang term for an entire class of 19th century, 1800s, ships such as barks, barkentines, clippers, schooners, etc. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Schooners, schooners, I'll look it up. Which were metal-hulled and wind-driven. Jammer is often given the false etymology of coming from German or Dutch, but it seems as though it just comes from English jamming, to catch the wind and cause it to jam in the sails. Often the term was just used as an insult by sailors on steam-driven ships, speaking of any wind-driven ship. This is as good of a definition as I can give you because nobody actually agrees. So this is me giving you full permission to make up whatever story you want because here's a cool picture of a ship and now imagine it can fly. Please enjoy this animation I spent far too much time on. So basically spelljammers are just windjammers, kind of. But they can fly, kind of. And sometimes they're shaped like fish, kind of. Because the original design team for Spelljammer as a game, for 2nd edition, were given entirely too little money or time or praise for what they managed to achieve with far too little support. And it also produced this horrifically cringy television advert, and this level of whatever this is so amazing I feel it doesn't receive enough praise.
Where are we?
We're in a place that was only rumored to exist. A place of legend. Wild space. We're under attack.
This is a full-blown 2-minute advert for the 1990 Spelljammer book Wild Space. Please go watch the whole thing, it's glorious. I've linked it below. This video is where the 1980s and the 1990s met. This video. And as for support, it does seem to be something of a pattern for whatever company has the rights to this material. Like Wizards of the Coast, I love Spelljams, I really do, banger of an album. But couldn't this money have gone to support game design, more ships, better mechanics, a final attempt at hunting me down for my crimes, more monsters, you know, stuff? This all being said, Spelljammer is full of ships that were kind of just left out of the Spelljammer 5e books. Even I didn't do a very comprehensive job at how many there are that I feel should have been there or fleshed out more. And that's how my PDF up on the DM's Guild came about. I basically took the Ghosts of Saltmarsh and Descent into Avernus style of ship or vehicle building and mushed Spelljammer onto that kind of template with more fleshed out ships. Again, I am no authority on Spelljammer, and if you think something doesn't fit or something is missing, please feel free to leave out or include whatever you like. These are all just imagination fodder for DMs who want to spice up their games. But as far as the ships go, the first and foremost of the ships I've included that I feel should have been there in the first place is the Spelljammer, the city, the living ship, a mystery never answered, which is often the best kind of mystery for DMs. It's huge, it has millions of points of health, it technically drives itself. Is it alive? I don't know. Do players actually want a mountain-sized manta ray ship that can attack on its own? I don't know. The point is, it's massive, it's legendary, and it's mysterious. Do with that what you will. I've read of the Spelljammer referred to not only as a ship, but as the child of a god, as a god in the making, as a god worthy of worship. I genuinely feel like you could hang an entire campaign on players finding the Spelljammer and various factions wanting it for whatever reason. The Citadel is basically a giant dwarven mine built into an asteroid, and isn't as big as the Spelljammer, but it's pretty much as big as it gets in terms of normal ships. Instead of being operated by a standard helm, the Citadel is propelled by the very act of creation, dwarves creating items on a forge. Items can likewise be sacrificed to push the Citadel to do things it otherwise could not. The gnomish sidewheeler is a hilarious claptrap cobbled together flying engine with train-like wheels that resembles one of the infernal machines, except it's very unreliable and will probably fall apart on you at any moment. And the very act of landing it can cause it to break down. It's a fantastic starter ship for your players to fix up and upgrade and give you that Firefly style of play. The Dragonfly ship that I included is actually the unmodified stock standard model Spelljammer, as opposed to the Damselfly included in the 5e book. I included it because it's also a fantastic starter ship. The Dragonfly is more of a trade ship, whereas the Damselfly is the battle variant, so I gave stats for both. The Caravel is a smaller variant of the Galleon and is also a fantastic first-time ship. Regarding the Nyogi ships, the Night Spider and the Mind Spider, I completely confused the living ship and the Life Jammer. A Life Jammer is a helm that sucks the life energy out of the victim placed into it, which allows the Spelljammer to be piloted by someone else. The GIF often refer to Life Jammers pejoratively as a wizard's way to die. It is not the nice NT tree on the back of a living ship. I completely confused those two things. The Nyogi spider ships use them and they pretty much function as stated, but with the added benefit of being evil and eventually killing the victim thrown into them. And before I carry on, can we just spend a good second or five appreciating the variety of beholder ships in the original 2e boxed set art? Look at this. Originally I wanted to include a size comparison chart, but I found the terms didn't quite match real Earth ship sizes and functions, so I got a bit confused and it delayed a lot of the book, so I left it out. But here's a screenshot from the Spelljammer box set size charts. There's a good tongue twister for you. Spelljammer box set size charts. Have fun with that one. But if you enjoyed this, please go have a look at my book up on the DMs Guild, link below. It's free, but if you want to throw a little money my way, every cent is much appreciated. I did take a lot of inspiration from Goats of Saltmarsh, as well as from Descent into Avernus. I would advise you to tinker around with ship stats to get them to slot into your worlds. These are just templates and you can practically do whatever you want with them, whatever makes your games more streamlined, fun, or just funny. This video has been a discussion of various weirder ships you could find in my PDF up on the DMs Guild, and my weird thinking, mistakes, etc. in the book. This video took entirely too long to make, and I'm sorry for that. Life seems to keep getting in the way of things. If you want to support me, my Patreon, Ko-fi, PayPal links are all below. Buy me a coffee. Go well and take care of each other, and remember, if everyone at the table is having fun, you're doing Dungeons & Dragons the right way. Thank you for listening to or watching my video. For other videos on my Spelljammer series, or the weird music I write for background noise, please follow my Spelljammer playlist. My first video of the series is up here, and like and subscribe.